Hey everybody and welcome. So I'm just going to get into this real quick because I find this to be very, very unexpected. This comes from an exclusive interview with the director of Welcome to Raccoon City that was done by Gamesradar.com. As you can see in the title, it says Resident Evil movie director wants Resident Evil 4 to be part of the next installment. Well, I'm just going to skip straight to the quotes, basically. So, over these last few years, there's been a change in how computer game adaptations are made and perceived, and about an audience that was going to see it. Director Johannes Roberts tells SFX in the upcoming Star Trek issue of the magazine. There was always the thought process that gamers don't tend to come out to the cinema, and you need to appeal to other audiences. This movie's concept is to be a scary, standalone movie that should really appeal to a broad audience. What was interesting was how seriously can we take the IP that it was based on. I will read this bit because it's relevant. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City will primarily adapt the first two games in the series, and in the first trailer, we even saw glimpses of characters from other games, including the Ashford twins from Resident Evil Code Veronica. Quote, "I am obsessed with the fourth game," he continues. "I could very much see that becoming part of the next installment. There's a lot of interesting lore and tiny details that we have brought into this movie, but would be amazing to expand on. There are characters that we didn't use in this game that we would love to expand upon in the next movie. There's also a different side of Resident Evil with Village and Resident Evil 7, where it's a much darker, more horrific world. It would be great to look into that side of things as well. There's definitely been conversations. We've really created some iconic characters with Chris, Claire, Wesker, and Leon. Hopefully it's the beginning of a whole new chapter." Now, first of all, I specifically want to dive into that last quote. We've really created some iconic characters with Chris, Claire, Wesker, and Leon. He doesn't say anything about Jill. Now, it's possible that he simply forgot to mention her, and I'll note that in some of the footage we've seen already, we see Jill on the train with the other survivors. So you would assume that she makes it out of Raccoon City with them. But is it possible that she actually doesn't quite make it out? I believe she has a line that goes something like,
"Go get the others, I'll find a way out."
And she says that while she's on the train. Maybe she actually disembarks the train and unfortunately meets her demise. I don't know. I don't feel like that's likely, but with as many liberties as this movie seems to be taking with characters, it is entirely possible. Not likely, but possible. Now, one other thing I want to point out is that Johannes Roberts doesn't specifically say he's talking about Resident Evil 4. He's talking about the fourth game, because as you can see, the only mention of Resident Evil 4 as a title is in the title of the article. Now, Resident Evil 4 is obviously the fourth numbered game, but anybody who knows Resident Evil knows that Code Veronica is the actual fourth game. It's not some side game that you can completely skip over. It's the game that literally brings Albert Wesker back after we thought he was dead since the ending of Resident Evil 1. And a lot of fans, myself included, do actually consider Code Veronica to be the fourth game. You know, it gets a little goofy just because it's lacking a number. I believe the rumor always was that the only reason Code Veronica didn't have a number in the title was because it launched on Dreamcast and there was some kind of contract stipulation that made it so numbered Resident Evil titles could only appear on PlayStation consoles, at least at that time. And that same rumor said Resident Evil 3, as we know it, was made as a side game, and the two were switched, basically. I don't know, the whole thing's complicated. I honestly don't even know if it's true. Somebody please, if you have more information on it, feel free to share below. That's one of those things that's always had conflicting information on the internet. Right there along with what was going to happen in various unreleased versions of Resident Evil 4. You know, it's one of those things that I've read so many different theories and so many different rumors over the years that I don't really know what the official word is, if there even is an official word. But all I know is, as somebody who has spent years and years on various Resident Evil message boards here and there are a lot of us who consider Code Veronica the actual fourth game. And if we decide to do a marathon of the series, you know, you play 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, and then 4 onward. It's that kind of a thing. And if Johannes Roberts is as much of a fan of the game series as he says, maybe he's one of those people also. Because I'm looking through these comments and I don't specifically hear him say Resident Evil 4. He says he's obsessed with the fourth game. And just going off of Easter eggs he's already put just in the trailers for Welcome to Raccoon City that point toward Code Veronica.
Eagle-eyed amongst viewers might notice this video from Code Veronica, which is Ashford twins. I always found it a really disturbing little video, so I really wanted to put it into this movie. And we bring it in a little in some of the experimentations that Dr. Birkin is doing. But I always really just wanted to recreate that video. I found it disturbing for some reason, rippingly. We actually Capcom gave us proper game footage, and I use a little tiny shot in the movie of the real Ashford twins footage in there. I snuck it in.
I can't help but wonder if he is just talking about Code Veronica, or that's where things get murky. But so that's one possibility. Or does he actually plan to merge the story of Resident Evil 4 with another game such as Code Veronica? Are we going to get a weird merger of Resident Evil Code Veronica and Resident Evil 4? And if so, how would that work? As most people who are watching this probably know, Code Veronica takes place in 1998. Resident Evil 4 takes place in 2004 after Umbrella is more or less gone because of stock price plummeting. I'm not saying anything concrete one way or the other. My whole point of this is just to get this kind of food for thought out there to you guys, to speculate on and come up with your own theories, because to me that's a lot of the fun of being a fan, is reading about various things, talking about various things, and coming up with our own theories. Most of the time, our theories are wrong, and it's, whatever. Sometimes we feel like our theories were better than the end product, sometimes the end product surprises us. I'm not hating on anything here, fuck's sake. Some people think talking about anything is automatically negative. But yeah, I mostly want to hear your guys' opinions on this. What specifically do you think he was talking about? Are we getting Resident Evil 4 merged with another game? Are we getting a Code Veronica Resident Evil 4 merger? How would that work? How would that play out? I'm honestly still forming my own kind of thoughts on how that could work. Because my original assumption, in my head, I was like, I could see them doing Code Veronica. I could see Leon getting paired up with Claire. Steve wouldn't necessarily exist. He would be replaced by Leon. When Chris shows up to the island, Jill would be with him. I could see that kind of a scenario working, but the possibility of Resident Evil 4 being involved throws a whole extra dimensional monkey wrench into the thing. Do you guys think we'll get a Tyrant? Do you think we're gonna get Nemesis randomly? Do you think Jill is alive or dead? How would you guys feel if Jill doesn't make it out of Welcome to Raccoon City? Hell, what if they combine RE3 and Code Veronica? I want to hear all the speculation. Just give me all you got. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Just thought I'd share this. Thanks for watching. I'm Baffled, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.